Hello and welcome to FL Studio, where I plan to show you how to do a thing. Okay, so, first things first, I'm going to be using Synth1. It's free, I will try and link to it if I can find it. It's a VST which looks like that. It's somewhat of a beigey green colour, and I like it, and, yeah, yours won't sound like that. I've made my own presets that load up with it, and I want to show you how I made this one down here. Wobbly bass. Yeah. Sounds like this. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds good at almost every octave. That can be a weird bass if you modulate that right. That's your usual one, but it's an odd sound. So let's go. I'm going to load up my default, which is just a sine wave, which goes... Ooh, nice chord, but... It's just a sine wave. Look up the top. Just a sine wave. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to first set oscillator 2 to be on. And so it follows the keys. If you wonder what that does, if you've used Synth1, it makes everything A. There we go, turn it back on, it follows your keys. So now we've got a square wave in Synth1, which goes... Everyone likes a square wave. But it's not perfectly square, because here, where it says P/W, that stands for pulse width. So, how do I explain pulse width? Well, a square wave is a square, okay? Imagine a square. Pulse width changes it from a square into a rectangle. So if I change it all the way up, that is a square. We have a square square. It is a 50% square square. Can't hear it doing a whole lot at the moment, so I'm going to set that down to 0. So it starts off at 0%, which means it's really tight. It's a tight wave. So it'll sound like this. No sound really at all. And if I open that out, that's the sound we want. So... something like that. Sounds really weird. Sounds like a brass instrument, like a trumpet. That's probably what actually people would have used on the Commodore 64 to make trumpet sounds. Anyway, I'm going off track. So we need to make that YAAI sort of sound. So up here, we need to have the oscillator 1 on a square wave also. That is not affected by this. This only affects oscillator 2. It's weird. I can't explain the wiring behind this, how it works, but... Oh, maybe it does affect 2. I didn't even know that. I learned a thing. You watch me learn a thing, that's me learning a thing. Right. Turn that up to octave above. These are semitones, so 12 is an octave. And let's turn on FM. Okay, you can see the beginnings of the sound up on the top level up there. So we need to octave down. Oh. There we go, we're getting makings of a good sound here. You can see all the different parts moving around here. That is the harmonics that we want to capture in that YAAI opening, closing sort of sound. So we just got to mess with the settings here to make it sound a bit more beefy. So I'm going to set you down by -24, so I'd have to have a MIDI control on the lowest setting. So you've got a good bass. Probably use that if you did some clever automation with that. But that does not sound like the YAAI sound, so... Oh, we're getting there. So what I've just enabled here is the sub-oscillator. That's the one that makes the deep sounds. I've put it on a triangle at the moment. I can't quite remember what I used on the original, so we're just going to have a mess around and try and recreate the sound. Let's have a listen. Ooh. That sounds like it. Ooh, that sounds good. I like that at the top end there. Too high. This is what I spend most of my time doing on Synth1, just moving dials and listen to how they correspond. It helps if you know what you're doing. I don't. Okay, so we're going totally for oscillator 1 here. Oh, that sounds good. That's not the YAAI sound I wanted, but it sounds cool. Hello. YAAI. Oh, there we go. There's the YAAI sound. That was a good one then. Hang on. About there. So let's mess with this. That sounds alright, that does. So that's roughly how you make that sort of sound. You just basically got to modulate the pulse width with FM and you get that weird bass. Oh, that's it there. That sounds exactly the same. Yeah, it doesn't really, does it? Let's open up the one that I actually spent longer doing. Oh, the other one actually sounded better. Let's mess with this sound and see where we can take it. I had a bit of a preemptive play before recording this, so let's see where we can take this sound. First things, I'm just going to saturate the hell out of it. Yeah, there we go. So what setting did I have? 0 octave sine wave, both on the square wave. Yeah, that looks roughly the same. I don't know what I did that was different. The unison would have been the big change. Let's have a listen to it without unison. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, the unison would have helped on that one. So, we have this bass. Let's mess with it. Hang on. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to turn that down. Octave down. Down again. How far down can I make the carrier? That sounds like an Atari dying. Right, okay, let's go up to an octave lower. No. How high can we go? What happens if we go higher? Let's go to 36. What the? What on earth is that? That sounds ridiculous. What on earth? Okay, cool. I'm just going to turn that off and I'm going to modulate it with my mouse. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to mess with the envelope here. What is this sound? I love it. That could be either a really good or really bad bass. Okay, let's get rid of the frequency modulation on the filter. Not frequency modulation, filter modulation. There we go. Frequency modulation is a completely different thing. Okay, I want to mess with that. Okay, how low can we go? Okay, that sounds ideal. Let's make a thing. This sounds awful, but hey, we'll work with it. So we're going to have these two patterns here. And I'm going to alter this one so it has a change in it. So it goes... merge the clips. Merge pattern clips. Bang, there we go. So let's play with the automation. Let's cover another point. How do you automate something that's not an FL plugin? You usually right-click and just automate, but right-clicking does nothing. So what you do is you fiddle with it. Ooh. Then you go to Tools, Last Tweaked. Automate. Now, here's the important bit I learned. If you automate Synth1, I don't know if it happens with anything else, but if you automate it, don't mess with the dial that you're automating while it's playing because it will crash. So that's a downside to it. But the upside is you get to automate Synth1. So we're just going to see what this sort of automation sounds like. Okay, what about going the other way? Oh, no, I think it needs to be up and then down. One from 0. That sounds like it. Let's make a curve. I like that. Right, okay, so that's the sort of automation we're going to use on the curve. So it goes. Ooh. No, not quite that one. What about? Yeah. YAAI. It's quite severe, that, isn't it? Let's have a mess with it on here. Hang on. I'm not playing, so messing with this should break it. I think I'm playing a slightly too low. Let's go to there. There we go. So, I'm messing with it in this range, roughly. A little bit higher, mate. There we go. So, and then we're going to mess with it more here. So I want YAAI. So it's a sort of... I do that a lot. I just sit in my computer and make noises. I bet my fiance thinks I'm crazy. So I'm just going to make that do that shape. And that go back down. And get rid of it entirely. And then lower that one down so it goes... hello, that's not what I wanted. Thank you. Put that there. So it goes... I think I'm overestimating the sound a bit. Hang on. So I have a rise up, and then a peak in the middle, and then back down. So it goes... What? Don't press that button! That just sends everything haywire. Right, okay, so now I've done a bit of automation. Not automation. Now I've done a bit of equalization. I've done a bit of that shape there. I point at the screen, you can't see it. So now it sounds like this. Not so, like, tear-inducingly bad. So, let's see what I can do with this sound now. I'm going to put on some more effects. I'm just going to leave it playing in the background. There we go. What about a decimator plugin? That doesn't do a whole lot. I'm not a fan of that one. Let's replace with a flanger. That weakens the sound quite a lot. No, not a fan of that. Phaser? Nah. Maybe it's just good on its own, I don't know. Wave Shaper's always good. Saturating already saturated sound. Good idea, mate. Yeah, it just sounds good without that. Let's get rid of the Wave Shaper and keep it at that. Give it a bit of reverb though. And finally, the last plugin in the chain, for now, EQ2. There we go, and I'm going to high pass, low pass, so... This isn't going to do anything for the sound, this is all to do with automation. And making modulation and effects and stuff. Right, and we're going to... automation clip on that as well. Right. Going to try and follow the curve of these. Okay, so we have my weird sounding bass line, so now let's do drums to it, I guess. I don't know, here's some drums. That's a ride sound, that sounds good, let's do that. The mode audio is always good, and we're going to go for percussion. Kicks, there we go. That's alright. I like that one. Let's put it through an equalizer. Equal it. Now this we can put through decimator. Hang on, let's just do it that way around. compress it. There we go. I like that sound. I like that one. Okay, so we're going to do a new pattern. And we're going to need that one to be in a... Compress the shit out of it. Yeah. Get a reverb on it. Right, okay, so here we go, pattern. So it's boom, boom, snare, boom, boom, snare. Yeah, it didn't loop. I don't know why it didn't loop. Put it there. And let's listen. What you're listening to here is the world's worst piece of music. Right, okay, how can we make this not sound awful? Wow, if anyone heard that car, that was really loud. But let's hear what I've got so far. So nothing special, but I hope I showed you how you too can use Synth1 in making your own sounds and music, for that matter. And maybe bassy music as well. I will come back and I will cover other things to do with sound design and other music-related jargon, if I have the time to do so. But if you don't hear from me again, I have been M4 and I've been showing you things you wish you didn't know. Thank you, and I don't know, have a good day. Go eat some custard.